Holiday season is always full of chocolate and cookies and cakes and pies just like this one, but you don't have to sweat the sweets. That's because dietitian Neva Cochran's here to help us get into the new year without any extra pounds. Good morning, Neva.
Good morning, Brad.
You know, I think a lot of people say, oh, it doesn't matter during the holidays. Then you get to New Year's Day and you go, okay, it kind of did matter because I gained some weight. You're going to help us kind of circumvent that, right?
Absolutely. You know, we do know that the holidays are filled with a lot of treats, and we have those to show you here today. You know, we have our sweet potatoes, we have our green bean casserole, our pumpkin pie, and our cookies, and our eggnog, and all of those great things. But, you know, you have the possibility of gaining weight over the holidays because there's so much extra food, but there are some tricks and some simple tips that I have to help you from overdoing it.
I like the idea of tricks because self-control kind of doesn't enter into the equation. So what do you have?
Well, the first thing to remember is that you should choose the best and leave the rest. So when you look at traditional holiday foods, why don't you emphasize those, like the sweet potatoes over mashed potatoes or the pumpkin pie over a brownie. So, you know, choose those foods that are more traditional to the holidays. You don't have to eat it all, but choose the ones that are really unique and that you only get this time of year. Second thing is to watch your portion size. Remember, the first bite tastes as good as the last. So have a small sliver of that pumpkin pie rather than a quarter. Have like one of these pumpkin muffins rather than a big piece of pumpkin bread. Also, you can do things like use low-fat eggnog and keep your activity up as well. So you can balance those extra calories that you're eating with a little more physical activity. For instance, dancing. You know, when your family's over, turn on the radio or the iPod and dance more. Take a couple of extra laps around the mall when you're shopping. So try to compensate for any extra calories you're eating by burning them through activity.
Now, you know, and I know there's peer pressure around the table. You know, you haven't had any of Aunt Gertrude's pie. You haven't had any of this. You haven't had, and you go into it with good intentions, and then the seconds and the thirds kind of ruin it.
Well, you know, one of the things that I recommend is that you fill your plate once and don't go back for seconds. And again, choose those things that are really, really important for the holidays. And I have a guide here. It's the My Plate that the USDA has come out with a couple of years ago, and you should fill half your plates with fruits and vegetables, a quarter with grains, a quarter with lean protein, and then have a serving of dairy. So, you know, think about what's in the holidays. You know, that grain portion could be your stuffing. You don't necessarily have to have a dinner roll when you have the stuffing. Have a 3 to 4 ounce portion of lean turkey or ham, and then on your vegetables have your sweet potatoes, your green bean casserole, your cranberries. That fills up your fruit and vegetable side. And then over here we can have our eggnog or a little bit of cheese for an appetizer. So, you know, the whole key is balancing the plate, and don't go back for seconds, and don't feel like you have to be persuaded to do that if you really want to stick with your healthy goals.
Neva, thanks very much. We're out of time. I swear somebody's going to laugh if I show up with that plate, but I'll try it. I'll try.